I'm coming. Let me just quickly make coffee. Just boil the water. Phew. All right, connecting to ancestors and how to find yourself on this spiritual path. I was rushing around. You forgive me. I've been, how it is like when you're about to go on live session. Things happen. Anyway, I'm going to be answering a question. Let me just go to the question and all right. All right. Okay, I'm gonna be answering 3 questions today. How to talk about ways on how to connect with your ancestors and how to find yourself in the journey, and I'm gonna cover what to do if your ancestors are quiet, and I'm gonna cover the link between water spirit and ancestral spirit, and how to connect with the water spirit that are from Namibia and Angola, but you're born in and raised in Botswana. I'm going to cover a lot of questions with this one because it involves a lot of things, right? So quickly, I'm going to bring my coffee and I can be honey. And I forgot to do the most important thing, which is invite my ancestor spirits and guides in, which is very bad as a healer, especially if you're going to be talking about a broad topic like this one. I should have done that, but I'm going to quickly do that. And let me just bring my drink. Bear with me. Tobela, Ndawe, Makosi, Khanyang, bear with me because I was doing the running around. Okay, I'm here. Yeah, my chair is a bit messy, isn't it? That's my son. Keeps on messing it up. Anyway, so we're going to talk about how to connect to our ancestor spirits and guides. And not only our ancestors, we're talking about spirits as well, different water spirits or different other spirits or entities, how to connect with them and how to find yourself in this spiritual path. Because if you're new to this and you don't know what you're supposed to be doing, or you don't know whether what you're doing is right or wrong, okay? And things like that. But first, let me just start this session properly by inviting the people who are helping me in the spiritual path so that I can talk properly and I'll make sense to a lot of you. And what I say, they'll come and help me as well. So you can see how some of us connect with our ancestors, our spirits and guides, because this topic is about how to do that. So this is how I connect to my ancestors, my spirits, my guides. This is how I invite them in anytime that I want them to help me, to be with me, to deal with whatever that I'm dealing with, or to help me understand whatever that I need to understand, or to help me, especially when I'm doing these live sessions. Meaning that I want their presence. I want to have their presence with me when I'm on these live sessions. So this is how I do the connections. Now, I greet them in the languages that my ancestors have taught me to use. These are the languages that when I talk to them, I know who I'm reaching through the language that I use, through the greeting that I use. Now, I do Thobela when I'm connecting to my ancestors, the ones who bore me, the ones who came in my spiritual path to help me make sense of the things that I was experiencing. So I will do Thobela. That is me inviting them in. Now, I have water spirits called Mandawi spirits. So when I want to invite them in as well, I do this. I'm clapping my hands and I do Ndauwe. That means I'm inviting them in. And if I have, for other water spirits, like the Makosi, Abalozi, the royals, then I do Makosi and I invite them in. That is how I connect with them. And others, like I'll do the Oela, that are speaking to spiritual entities. That is their language that they use when they're connecting with me. They taught me that because in the spiritual realm, we have to use things that we are being taught by our people. Now, how do they teach us? So sometimes our connections, sometimes they help us understand how to connect with them through the dream state. They make a call. They make you aware that they're there by you dreaming about certain things, you dreaming about seeing people in the dream, dreaming about animals and stuff like that. You know that they're making that call to you, that they're there, they want to connect with you. So when they are ready for you to start talking to them, then they will make you become aware. Sometimes they send you tasks to do, they ask you to buy materials like ancestral clocks. Sometimes they show you the candles that they need you to buy. Sometimes they show you the beads that they want you to buy, because through whatever that the task that they give you, when you get whatever that they're asking you to get and you respond to them, you show them that this is what they ask of you and this is what you got for them, then more things are being revealed. It is a call and then you respond, or you call and then they respond. Now, connections, how you connect, some people, they do connections in different ways. Some people, they do rituals, right? Remember that how you reach your people is unique to an individual. How you connect to them is unique to an individual. So some they use other means. Some people, they chant. Some people, they just call names. Some people, they do meditation to connect to their ancestors, their spirits and guides, the people who are helping them in their spiritual path. Some people, they use drumming so that they can reach a different state of mind, they can go into an altered state of mind so that they can hear, they can sense, they can feel their people, whoever that is coming into their, to connect with them physically, right? So we do different things. Now, how do you find yourself? Let's say you don't know what is expected of you. You don't know what you're supposed to be using. Remember that our ancestors, our spirits and guides, they're always there with us. It's just that sometimes we are not aware of that bit, that they're there with us at all times. So sometimes they are the ones who reach out to us. So it means that it's a one-way kind of conversation thing where they're coming to us. And then when they get hold of you, they're going to be making they're going to be the ones teaching you everything about how you're supposed to even reply to them, how you're supposed to do everything with them, how you're supposed to even connect with them. So it's like a one-way thing, right? Whereby they're going to be there teaching you how to even communicate with them, right? So they make it easier for you that way. We are here, we're going to be communicating with you. This is how we're going to do it. And this is how we want you to follow our instructions, right? Then they will tell you, do this, do that, do this, do that. Then you follow instructions, right? Then it makes it easier for you. You tend to understand everything that they're saying and everything becomes easier. But then, how do you navigate that bit? And the mistake that sometimes we do is by, if you're experiencing things in your life that are like things that are not comfortable, we believe that by connecting with our ancestors, everything will become clear, right? Obviously, they're supposed to make everything clear for us, right? Because they are coming with all that knowledge and the wisdom, right? So they're supposed to see things that we cannot see, use a different perspective that it is spiritual and we are only physical, right? They've seen things, they've lived this life. Now they continue their lifetime, right? Now they're seeing things from, they've seen things from the spiritual bit of things. Now they're seeing things from the spiritual part of things. So now they're sharing their knowledge with us, what they've learned and what they're seeing ahead. So, but like I said, sometimes we make a mistake that when we connect with them, all will become clear, all in one go. All our problems will go. That means that life becomes as simple as we thought by connecting to our ancestors. Our life will become all of a sudden, everything is good, all doors open. Now, it is not always like that. It's not always like that. So, which is what I'm going to be talking, I will be answering. How do we go on the question? I'm going to be answering the other bit of the question. What is it? Okay. Okay, where is that? All right. So I'm going to be answering. Okay, what's that? Where is that question? Okay. How to find yourself in this journey. How to find yourself in this journey. How to find yourself means that you feel lost, right? You feel lost, there's a lot of confusion, and then you have to find yourself. You have to find yourself. But like I said, it's through the guidance of our ancestors, spirits, and guides that we will find ourselves. We will find ourselves. It's through their guidance. But sometimes finding ourselves takes a long time. It's not a quick fix. A lot of people go through a lot of things that trying to find yourself hidden in that cave can take a long time. So we should not be impatient either, right? If you're going through the things that are uncomfortable, especially in this spiritual path when you're still new, you need to remember that certain things, they get to be revealed, for others it might look like it's faster, right? Their revelation comes in faster, but yours might come in slow kind of motion kind of thing, and you become too impatient and frustrated on this path. Now, we'll go back to that one. Now, let's talk about, okay, let's talk about, okay. Can you talk about what to do if your ancestors are quiet? What to do if your ancestors are quiet? Now, sometimes when you're in when you are in need of extra eyes to see what you cannot see, and you are kind of in the dark, and the people that the people that you believe are supposed to be there guiding you and making you see the light that you believe at that particular time you're supposed to be seeing. It can be heart-wrenching kind of experience, kind of thing. Too much. Now, our ancestors, they're always there with us. They're always there with us. Remember that our journey, it is like we are going through a continuous learning thing. We are always learning as we go along. And sometimes some of our learnings, we need to do things ourselves, by ourselves, like by our own. Our ancestors need to take a back seat so that we can see what it is that they have been making us aware of. Sometimes they need to take a back seat. It doesn't necessarily mean that they are quiet and they are no longer there. It just means that certain things, they need to be experienced by ourselves because we have been shown how to do things. So sometimes they will take a back seat for us to practice what it is that we have been learning or we have been shown. Right? But sometimes as well as people, we are shown things and we are shown things, and we are not actually receiving. Meaning that our ancestors are talking to us, they're telling us to do things, and we are not doing what they are showing us to do, things to do, the right things to do. And we believe that sometimes through not responding. Remember, sometimes they say something, you don't respond, or you respond and they are correcting you, but you are not taking it in, right? You know, the corrections they're making, you're not taking it in, or you keep on doing the wrong things all the time, even though they're trying by all means, like do this, look at it this way, look at it this way, go this way, go this way, and you keep on going back the other way. Sometimes they will have to let you roam on your own, so that for a bit, so that you can see that something is missing, right? Something is missing. Because sometimes if you, let's say you're with your parent and your parent is telling you not to do something, you keep on doing it, not to do it, they keep on doing it. The parent have to show you that if you keep on doing the wrong thing, this is what is going to happen to you. This is what will happen to you. They are not necessarily leaving you and being quiet. When they're quiet, there's either too many things are happening. There's either you are meant to be performing some task on your own, and you need to show them, you need to prove to them that you are able to do things like that on your own, right? Like that. Sometimes it's because we are just not listening to them. So they let you just see what it is like to be on your own, right? Sometimes they let you do that. Sometimes we are too cluttered. And when I'm saying cluttered, it means that there's too many things going on in your life that even though they're trying to reach to you, they can't, because you're consumed by too many things blocking you. So therefore, you can't even hear them. Even when they're sending you messages, you can't even hear them when they're calling out to you. You can't hear them when they're trying to connect with you in different ways, because there's a lot going on in your life. So they never leave us alone just like that. People don't, our ancestors don't do that. They're always there with you. Remember that all the ancestors, we are all given different kind of people to be in our spiritual path. Now, sometimes if you're on this journey, you realize that there'll be ancestors, spirits and guys at a particular time who are really constant in your day-to-day. And when you get to a different state in your spiritual path, they go and they leave you with the other people, the other ancestors or guys, different ones. Because remember that it's like going to school, right? You go to primary school. This is you meet ancestors at the initial stage. You meet ancestors, and you know who is the main ancestors in your spiritual path, right? So when you both have learned whatever that it was you were meant to learn at that particular time, those ancestors will go and they make way for others to come in, because now you would have improved, isn't it? You would have grown. So they make a way. So during that time that there will be an absent, you might feel that you are alone, but when you're not. And sometimes it's just for you to process what you have been learning all along with those kind of ancestors. And when the next group of ancestors comes in, then you realize, wow, they never left these people. I was on a different kind of ancestral path. New ancestors coming in because you're high up there. And some people, they will say that, especially when you at an early stage, when you're connected, when at an early stage of connection with your ancestors, if your connection was more of hearing, where you hear voices, meaning that you can hear that is a male, you can hear that is a female, because it's an early stage, isn't it? There's so too much energy is going on. Different people coming in, talking to you. Ooh, I am this, I am that, I am this, I am that. Remember that is connection through what? Hearing. You hear. So when you move further up spiritually, sometimes that can go off. So that means your connection now might no longer be, you are not connected through hearing. Now you will be connected through feelings or through vibrations, kind of thing. Like you sense your ancestors in different ways. It's no longer the same as the sensing at an initial stage. It's a sensing in a different way, meaning that when you're connected to your ancestors are no longer coming the way that they were coming in the early stages. They are coming in differently, because remember that you improved, you've grown spiritually, you matured enough to experience a different kind of sensing them, or hearing them, or feeling them, or yes, that is when our connections tend to become different as we move further along on the spiritual path. All right. Okay. Did I answer some? I think some I will answer them, because I might just deviate from what I was talking about. Let's see who's there. Tobela Autumn, Tobela Rajan, Tobela the Temple for Black Women, IG Butterfly, Tobela. Gogo, what do we do once the gift is being turned to basically a church gift? I'm so sorry, I don't have proper terms for this. I'm only 17. I don't know much about these things. Okay. In spiritual path, remember that the way that we start might not be the way that we end our journey. It changes. It changes depending on what you'll be experiencing as you go along in the spiritual path. Now, some of us, we are getting into this spiritual path as we were church-goer people, right? Some of us, we've never been to churches. So when we meet our ancestors, we'll meet them the way that they come, they understand how you are and stuff like that. Even when they're giving you dreams, your dreams will be related to your life experience. So if you've never been to church, you do not know anything about church, they won't go towards that beat, because they won't give you certain dreams relating it to something that you don't know much about. Now, if we've got ancestors who used to go to churches, different kind of churches, different kind of things, and they want you to learn about those different kind of things, and because of how you're going to be working with people from different kind of backgrounds. So they'll give you information related to different kind of religions, because you're going to be working with people from different kind of backgrounds, right? So they will teach you about African traditions. They will teach you about depending on where you are in the world, they will teach you about different kind of religion. They will teach you about Muslim if they've got that knowledge, if it's related to wherever you're going and how you're going to be linking with people out there. They will teach you about it because they source. In spirituality, people source. Ancestor spirits and guides, they source different people. So they will source it. People will come with knowledge. If you're Hindu, they will come with knowledge of that. So you will have a broader background of understanding when it comes to religions and different kind of religions. Now, not everyone, church, when it comes to church, different spirits, sometimes they do, depending on the spirits that comes to you, have their church. A church doesn't mean the Bible in the spirit world. A church is a place where you congregate with like-minded people like you, and you can talk about certain things that you all are understanding when it comes to that spirit. So they create a church-based kind of thing that can be practiced in physical terms. So meaning that you'll be congregating with others like you, and you'll talk and you praise, and you'll be guided to do songs related to that spirit, and you talk about it as in what they say when in church the priest is out there talking about things like that. You'll have that. Now, sometimes depending on your line, where your people they think you're going, they can come and give you and help you guide. They can help guide you to start a church. A church. It can be biblical church, meaning Christian church. You can start a church, have a Bible in there, and then you have your ancestral divination bones in there that are sought out from different bones, different wood, different kind of things, and you will have you can have two different things, two different churches. You can have a church which is pure, there's no Bible. And when I'm saying pure, there's no Bible, because coming from pre-colonization kind of thing, Bible might not necessarily be like the Bible that we see now. Could be that the way that Africans used to use the way of putting things together, right? That is their Bible, something that guides them, right? So they will have this, or you'll have the Christian Bible kind of thing. And you can create two different things. Or you can have one church where you have different things, like what I've seen now that is happening with a lot of us healers. In the morning, you'll have church Malobo, which is traditional trance dance. And it is a church where there's no Bible, but it is Malobo. Like we do trance and we call upon our ancestors, we dance through the drums, and then they come in. It is church because everyone is there. We are congregating, and for the fact that we are trying to get our ancestors excited, and we bring them out. After that, that session, we do the churches where we sing gospel songs and Christian songs, and we have the Bible, and we have someone standing and talking about the Psalms and stuff like that. And after that, we bring the Mandawi with their church. We play the drums according to the Mandawi way of things. And we talk about Mandawi spirits, and we bring them out. We trance and bring them under. After that, we do, depending on what kind of church it is. So you'll be guided towards what you understand and how your ancestors want to work with you. And in this spiritual path, when you're connecting to your ancestors, you need to be guided by them. Okay. All right. So it's more of. Okay, where was I? Okay, let me go there. All right, the temple for black women. Okay, what does it mean when you stop dreaming about snakes? Does it mean you're connected to your ancestors? So if it is more of an African, okay, let me answer that. Snakes doesn't necessarily mean ancestors, depending on the kind of gifts that you have. Snakes doesn't mean ancestors. In my spiritual path, snakes doesn't mean ancestors. I learn about snakes. My gift, I have to learn about snakes, how snakes live, how they do things, how I'm supposed to protect myself against snakes. So therefore, I will dream about snakes in my dreams. different kind of snakes and how to deal with them in real life. So there are no ancestors there. It is just my gift. I have to know about nature and snakes. But then some snakes, they come as like a, is it idioms? Like messages that come disguised as snakes and how the snake is doing its thing. So therefore meaning that the way the snake is functioning or the way the snake is doing the things and biting or causing up to you, the message is this. Therefore, that means if it is ancestral based, your ancestors are trying to say this to you, but using a snake to give you the message. So it's too many different things when it comes to snakes. Okay. IG butterfly or Instagram butterfly. So if it is more of an African spirituality gift, but my parents want to do things the church way, does it mean they will leave me? Okay. Excuse me. Remember that your ancestors, when they come to you, they will see what are your obstacles in this lifetime. When they come to you, when they are coming and they're in connection with you, and you're two aligned, right? They will see your obstacles. Sometimes they'll use certain things because it suits you at that particular time in your life. Sometimes for us as people, we don't understand spirituality that much. We associate certain things with negative things. We associate certain things with positive things, and therefore getting it wrong. There is no better way to connect with our ancestors. If they are teaching us how to do it, that is the best way to do it. So let's say that your ancestors are coming with divination bowls, they're coming in with everything. There's nothing to do with Christianity. They're just coming in. It's those ancestors with those gifts that it is just their gifts, right? And you are in a family where they're Christians and they do not take that. Remember that if you understand spirituality very well, you should be able to work within any religion. Yeah, unless if it is, remember that sometimes it is us, the way we feel about certain things. When we feel negatively about certain things, then it becomes difficult to associate even anything positive that comes out of whatever that it is that we're experiencing spiritually. We cannot bring it together to work properly for us in physical terms, meaning that with what is happening around us, we see Christians, we see everything, and then you coming in with this ancestral cloth, these beads, right? Gosh, I didn't wear my beads today. I'm not actually wearing my beads. Then therefore it becomes difficult, right? But if we were operating properly in our pure form, that means I can wear my beads, can wear my ancestral cloth, I can wear my things, right, to show that this is the things that my ancestors have shown me. I could wear them and go to church and sit down there and be singing church songs, right? And if people are reading, opening the Bible and they're quoting things, I'll be there understanding what they're quoting, right? And even there, but it is just us people. We've got our own conditions. We've been conditioned to believe otherwise. So therefore, when we see people that looks or kind of feel different from what we understand to be right, we start judging. We start judging. How dare you come to my church dressed up all in that Mandawi cloth? How dare you come to my church and you believe in demonic stuff? Because remember, it is about conditioning. If you've been conditioned to think a certain way, it becomes difficult to understand things and see things as they're supposed to be seen. Because remember, it takes a lot to bring someone back to being their true self. That's why you find even us, even we find it difficult, unless if we have to be pulled by fire, by force, through fembing session. You come out of the fembing session thinking straight, right? Anyway, I deviated from what I was meant to be talking about. Anyway, Tobelo. Okay. Makosi, Rebecca, it's tough, Marcos. My family and my husband thinks I'm faking the calling and it always takes me back. It hurts a lot. They all want me to go to church. I feel so disconnected now. Okay, that is Rebecca. They all want you to go to church. You feel disconnected. You know, disconnection is a real thing. It's a real thing. And it is so difficult, especially if you are doing things that are not in alignment with your soul, things that are not you. Disconnection is real and it's so difficult to live like that. Now, when we are, let me just go back to, because this one I have to tread carefully, because we're talking about husbands and stuff like that. Now, this is where you see a lot of problems in relationships, right? If you met someone, when you met them, you were, I'm going to give you an example with me, right? A little bit of example with me, because now we're talking about marriage, isn't it? Husband and wife. And if you met, you were both Christian. Let's say you were both Christians, right? You met in church and stuff like that. And you were practicing, like a proper practicing. You were like, you were, what they call it in Christian terms, something, right? And there comes you with your ancestors reminding you of who you are, meaning that they're calling you to remind you that you are what you are currently are not. You know, they're showing you that you're supposed to be better than what you think you are at this particular moment. I mean, it is a calling, isn't it? They're waking you up. They're reminding you that you are not what you think you are. You are actually not. You need to find yourself, right? You need to find yourself. We're going to help you find who you are. We're going to find you, retrace your footsteps to find out what actually happened. How come you forgot what you were here to do? That is when we get a calling, right? We get a call. They call us, right? Then when they're calling us, and we're married to people who didn't, when they met you, you were like the way you were, right? And now you're coming now to tell them that actually you're not what they married. If the person is not moving forward with you, meaning that in understanding what it is that you're experiencing, you're going to have a problem. I'm not talking about things coming up from other people from outside. You're going to have a problem. When you have a call, you're going to have a problem. It is going to, remember that, not only you are experiencing a change in your life, even your husband or your wife is experiencing that change for the fact that you're changing around them. Because you're not going to be the same as they've known you when they met you. You're going to change. But if they are not willing, let me not say not willing, if they are finding it difficult to accept the change that is happening around them or the change that they're seeing, then there's going to be problems in the marriage. Because when you got a calling, it shifts everything. I mean, even the hard course, it shifted everything. It shifted. And it shifted, like shifted. Sometimes our husbands or our wives can be understanding at the early stages with what we're going through. But as time goes on, because as you change and change and change, they find it difficult. And I'm talking through experience. They find it difficult that there is this change, right? So you need yourself to be patient with them. If you're going through this experience, if you're married and you're going through this new thing is happening around you, you are becoming aware of who you are. You need to be patient with your partner, and yeah, you need to be patient with them. But as well, they need to accept that it is happening. And answering Khumuzu, I think I'm answering Khumuzu. I'm answering Rebecca. It hurts a lot. They all want me to go to church. I feel so disconnected now. You can't be forced. When it comes to spirituality, it is spirituality, it's spirit-based. There are certain things that they just stop around you. There's no one who can say anything that will make you see anything any other way than your spirit wants you to see and experience and feel, right? So people can try by all means to push you towards what they believe to be right by you. But when your spirit has decided to take its rightful path, yes, a lot of people are going to experience big shifts. The family, it's going to affect them a lot. Yes, it's going to affect the family a lot. It's going to affect the couple, it's going to affect the children because it is something big. It's not something to be taken lightly. You just need to try. I can't say you need to try to make them understand. They need to find it within themselves to come up with you, because if you're going up there, I'm talking about metaphorical, if you're going up there and you're being pulled backwards, there's going to be disconnection at some stage that you're going to just go high up there and start flying. And by the time you look down, everyone is down there. Meaning that there's proper disconnection. There's no way back into finding each other halfway. Anyway, that was me answering Rebecca. Mask Maverick Tobela, it's been 5 months since I found out I have a gift, but I'm finding it hard to connect because I don't know how to connect. And also, when I ask questions through prayer, I can't tell if my questions have been answered. And I do have sessions with my friend who is assisting me here and there, and she tells me I'm answered. And I don't listen. I don't listen. She said, but I'm finding it hard to tell if I'm answered, and my family don't know or I have a gift. Excuse me. Unless if Mask Maverick, unless if you're going through a lot. When I'm saying you're going through a lot, you're going through a lot mentally, that you totally feel disconnected. Meaning that if your people are even trying to reach down to you, you're so clogged up with too many things that needs to be nicely, like a, how do you say it? I've just used this example yesterday. Now I feel like a fraud using it again. If you're going on a road, I'm being metaphorical now. If you're going on a road, a path, right? And in front of you, there are obstacles along the way. You cannot move, you cannot pass those obstacles because you don't know how to get those obstacles out of the way so you can go where you're supposed to be going. right? And your people are trying to reach down to you, to show you, they're trying to call up to you, to tell you that use this, use that to get one obstacle out at a time. Use this to get that out of the time. And there is that disconnection, like you're not hearing each other. Now, they will send others. You'll be there on the road, looking at the obstacles that you're faced with, and someone will be there along the way, calling up to you. In this way, I would say your friend, probably telling you, how about you walk this other way? Walk this other way. Walk like this, like on your side, Walk on that, on your side like this, like this. So you see that if you, so that you don't touch that obstacle, so it doesn't stain you or it doesn't taint you. Walk this way, like this way, in front of you, in front of the obstacles that you face with. Walk this way. Come on, just be guided by my voice. This is your friend. Just be guided by my voice. Now, this is when sometimes we'll get these helpers in the form of human beings, friends and families, trying by all means to help assist our ancestors physically into helping us hear them. Because with whatever that we are facing, we cannot hear them. We cannot hear the messages. We cannot hear the instructions. We cannot even understand. Even the dreams, some of them, they are not even remembered when we wake up. So you'll have people coming your way to help you understand certain things. So, okay. Now, I'm finding it hard to tell if I'm answered and my family don't know what I have a gift. You need, remember that when you have a gift, when your ancestors, when you've got a gift and stuff like that, sometimes families, you need to tell them so that they know you've got a gift. Now is about to prove to them, because some families, obviously, they need to prove. You need to show us that really you have a gift, right? How come you say you have a gift, we don't see anything? What does that mean to have a gift and we don't see actually what is happening with you? How can you have a gift? I mean, seriously, we just had a death in the family and you didn't even forthcomingly tell us that there was going to be something like that. What kind of gift do you have that hide things that you're supposed to foresee, right? So sometimes we will find, sometimes we need to make our families aware of what it is that we're experiencing. If indeed there are gifts that have come our way, we need to let them know that they're gifts. Sometimes as well, within the families, your ancestors, remember, they should be able to validate what you're saying with another person. Another person should be able to see you playing around with your gifts, right? So that the person can tell others that I've seen that one with the gifts. That is how beautiful it is. All right, I hope I answered you. Okay, where was I? What does it mean when you dream of yourself flying in a helicopter and seeing a male and a female lion situated on mountain? I have also dreamt about tigers and cheetahs, which are not harmful. Okay, I won't be answering dreams, Homoto. Actually, if you're still finding it difficult with the dreams, Homoto, I've sent something in my community tab where I am asking you and your ancestors, right? I'm offering my services for free. In exchange, you come with your dreams so that someone else can learn about how to interpret dreams. So if you want to be part of it, Homoto, ask your ancestors to give you permission so you can join us. What is happening here? Okay, I was getting a message. So that you can join us, so you'll understand dreams. You learn about you learn to interpret your own dreams, right? So I will teach you how to interpret dreams and how to understand your dreams and how to understand communication with your ancestors. So this dream that you shared here will be easy. Within a week, you'll be able to interpret your own dreams. Maverick, okay, I've answered that one. Micah's Tobela Makosi, what does a car represent in a dream or driving it? Sometimes I will dream myself driving a car, but my driving will not be perfect. In reality, I don't know how to drive. Yes, I've explained driving in dreams. There's a video there about driving in dreams. So it's beautiful to be able to drive in a dream, even though you don't know how to drive. So it's just the way your people are showing you. You're getting there. You'll be able to drive. Remember, like driving cars, swimming, and stuff like that. If we are doing it nicely in the dream state, that means you're on the right path, right? So because your people want you to like that, to drive it like that, sitting down there in the car, driving, and okay, I'm deviating. Boitumelo emakhosini thobela makhosi. One of the big obstacles is my mother who refuses and does not accept that I have an ancestral gift. I feel stuck, and that my spiritual journey is not going as it should be. I feel alone. Hey, parents. It's a difficult one. It's a difficult one if one's parent cannot see beyond set beliefs to acknowledge what it is that their child is experiencing. It is a difficult one, that one. And we as people, we just need to be patient with our parents. Because sometimes the reason why they are behaving in certain way, their reason why they will be stuck in their own ways. And when we try to understand deep down what is causing someone to be stuck in their own way, we will find understanding, and we will be able to work well with our parents, right? With an understanding that some of our parents are suffering due to certain things that they've become accustomed to believing, and or their perspectives about things in life. So it is all about understanding people. And sometimes our parents, they are like that at the beginning, and as time goes on, they change. They definitely change. So we just need to be patient with them. They change. Yes, they do change. Okay. Yes, they change. Mon Tovila, always sending me some beautiful hearts and stars. Yes. Emma Tlakatoguzani, I would love to ask about the what? The dream. I'm constantly dreaming. My husband did. What does it mean? I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know unless if you explain it properly. People dying in dreams is different things. It is that look, ask your ancestors, spirits, and guides that I'm doing the dream interpretation, helping another healer. So therefore, I need people like you, Matlaka. If your ancestors, they see fit that they want to be helped with you, and they want to help another person, they should give us the opportunity to work together. Therefore, meaning that permission to help each other, right? So if you do ask them permission, which they should be able to help you with these kind of things, and I'll be able to go deep with you with your dreams, because these dreams is more, there's emotions involved in it. So I will need their permission, then I'll be able to help you. In the meantime as well, you're helping another person. So that means, if you're looking at it in spiritual terms, that means you're getting two things in one go. You are working with your ancestors, with someone, you're helping with you're working with two people, right? You're working with, if you're self-initiating, you're working with me as a Gobela, you're working with another initiate. So therefore, you're getting an experience yourself as a student, and your ancestors are becoming teachers as well, because they are putting us in school together, right? So therefore, you're getting two experiences as an initiate and as working with others. So use this opportunity, especially those with problems with dreams, to come in and do this with us, so we can all go into school together, and then you find this journey easier, right? You find this journey easier. I am not marketing here, but I'm giving you something that is very important here. Yes. And Mask Maverick, thank you. Why they don't know is because I'm not the only one with a gift. My mom too, but she's denying it. But I'm not. And when we have such conversation, they say they don't believe in such things. Makes me scared to reveal myself. It's difficult, isn't it? It's a different one. Let me tell you a story. Now that this is personal, now that my people are so used to me being a healer, and I guess as well they can say, my child is my child, that my child is becoming something interesting, and our parents, they're getting what they call it. We are giving them something when they're talking to their friends. It's like if their friends are asking, hey, I wonder what can I do to hey, what healer should I go to? Our parents now, they are those ones even who were like not acknowledging this beat, now they're finding wings. I'll talk to my daughter about it. What kind of muti one might need, or what kind of muti is that one? Ancestors, our parents, right? I'm not talking about ancestors as parents, but our parents in real life, especially the ones who were like refusing to believe what it is that people are experiencing, right? When they come into their senses of seeing what it is that they're seeing and believing what it is that they're seeing, and now being happy to talk about what it is that they're seeing in front of them and acknowledging it. You see them when they talk about us, they no longer talk about us like as in with stresses. They are now talking about us with those proud. Our child, now I'm talking to Mask, our child this, our child that. And now they even start talking about the roles that they've taken in secret, consulting healers. Actually, even the ones who are deep Christian people, our parents, the ones who actually even refuse to let you even believe what it is that you're experiencing, even though they are faced with you in a trance, they'll actually be going to healers in hiding. And they will not even say it to you, even when they see what it is that they're seeing you doing in front of them. They will still be saying, I don't believe in it, you need to go to church. But when they start becoming themselves and relaxing, they will start talking about, yeah, I did go to someone before like this, and the person was using this. You are like, eh? Are you the kind of parent who was just not accepting what it is that I'm experiencing? And now we are getting to talking about what it is that what you did before 10, 20 years ago, 60 years ago, when you were in your teens or when you were in your 20s. These parents. Anyway, what I'm trying to say here is that must, and we do may know you should take it easy. Our people, they come back to their senses. Okay. And another thing about when we connect with ancestors and with these gifts, remember that the whole family can have gifts. the whole family, mother, father, brother, sister, and stuff. And even the ones who don't acknowledge, right? They can have gifts. And when what happens with those ones who, like, especially the parents who refuses the gifts, and then the gifts comes in full force that you need to really operate with them. And uh, excuse me, some of them, they even our grandparents, they pass, they die without activating their gifts, and then they come to you, especially when you start activating yours. Those people who refuse their own gifts, now they are coming into you, reaching down. Ancestors, they become, remember their ancestors, they come in now, they want you to help them go forward spiritual. So therefore that means you need to help them move forward spiritual. Now we'll talk about it another day, because we are talking about connecting here. All right. Okay, where was I? My mother rather believes that that is Ubidimila, that I have mental conditions, schizophrenia, that doctors diagnose me with. So she must rather prefers that I take medication, and I know that I don't need. What must I do? We're talking two different things. Medical stuff and spiritual stuff. Yes, some signs of our spiritual path can come in as people going through some of the things that people go through with schizophrenia, right? And sometimes, I'm talking now spiritual stuff, right? I won't go into the medical bit of things, the Western bit of things that much, because it will be taking too much, right? But I will say that if you're being given something to take as medicine, you've been diagnosed in Western terms that you've got that, and you're taking the pills, you should take them. But if you have a spiritual calling, therefore they should not be affecting it. You can take your pills, it should not affect your spiritual calling. Right? We'll talk about it another day, that one. We should talk about it another day. If you're diagnosed with something Western based, it should not affect your spiritual bit of things, because that one is spiritual. Therefore, there's a room for you going spiritual. There's a room for you to take medicine. Right? Certain conditions, they come to us. A lot of people, they go into even depression kind of things and stuff like that. A lot of depressive state and stuff like that can, a lot of us who go into this spiritual bit, when we are deep in it, there could be a gray line, a gray area in between what it is that one is experiencing, as in looking at them and listening to them, and what it is that one is experiencing if you're looking at them and thinking about things and seeing things and hearing them in spiritual terms. So, but what I know is that when it comes to spirituality, you can experience other things. As long as you focus on them, you deal with them medically if you have to. Spiritually, it should not affect it. We can be there with you, dealing with you medically, you taking your pills, and then we are there calling you with your ancestors, spirits and guides, and them behaving as they're supposed to in the spiritual terms, right? Therefore, that means we should do what we are being guided to do by our ancestors, spirits and guides, or the people who are helping us. And help can come in the form of the Western doctors, spiritual doctors. They can both work together, but remember that the others might not necessarily be able to work with the others, but the spiritual ones will be able to work with others, everyone. As spiritual, we work with everyone. Because we are spiritual, we believe that there is a difference between the spiritual bit of you and the physical bit of you. Anyway, that is, I was answering with women. Togos, that really helped me a lot, Togos. It's just discovered that I have a calling, but I'm not sure in which side, but really, yeah, Togos. Thank you. Yes, so that is what we were talking about. Now, we were talking about connecting with our ancestor spirits and guides and how to find yourself in this spiritual path. And finding ourselves in this spiritual path, it means that we need, number one, to listen to the people who are guiding us. That is very important, number one. The people who are guiding us, it is the number one thing. Now, when it comes to, remember that we've got the source. The source, a lot of people have names, different names for the source. The source can be found in different living organisms. The source of all, right? The names, the way names being called left, right, it depends on where you're leaning towards. Now, then you've got ancestors, spirits, and guides. Those are the people and spirits coming bearing gifts to come and help you in your spiritual path, right? Then these spirits and these guides, they come in different ways and different forms. They are not necessarily going to be just your ancestors. Now, when we say ancestors, like I tend to say ancestors, is because it's my Sotho name for Badimu. I just put it as ancestors. They are Badimu, but now when I go to English, I say ancestors. And when I say ancestors, a lot of people can get confused because now people start thinking about, they start looking at their people, the people who died, their grandparents, their grandfather, their cousins, their uncles, the people who died, right? They start thinking about them, and they think about what their ancestors, as those people who lived before, right? The way they used to carry themselves and the way they used to do their things. They were doing criminal things or horrible things, or doing some things that, if you think about ancestors, you're disgusted because the memory is fresh and it doesn't look good. Now, when we're talking about ancestors, the ones I'm talking about is that ancestors, when they die, they go through clearing. Some of them, they still come to us because they can't do it without us, the living, helping them go through the clearing. So therefore, that's why you see some of our ancestors, when they come to us, they're still functioning as they were living. You find that people do things like when ancestors are coming in, they start consuming things that now they're saying ancestors are, they're doing things because those ancestors haven't gone through proper clearing. So they still need them to help guide them go through the clearing process so that they can become lighters, right? Not ancestors who make you do the wrong things. Ancestors are not supposed to make you do the wrong things. Ancestors are supposed to be making you shine, and that light's supposed to be, you're supposed to be exposing everyone around you to that beautiful light and making everyone feel harnessing each other. That is the ancestors I'm talking about. But it's just that when we go to trying to convert Sotho to English, then when you say ancestors, it can be hectic. I'm connecting to who? We are connecting to Badimo, right? The ones above us, the ones carrying us, the ones making us see things in bigger, like making us see things in the way that we won't be able to see them when we are here, right? They're making us see what we cannot see all around us, right? And they're working together with the source. We become part of one thing. Yes, we are all working together. Anyway, that is what I'm talking about. Thank you for your response on my taking medication. It means that it explains a lot to me. I will continue to comply with my medication. Thank you. You're welcome, Bridget. Yes. Yes, a lot of things they happen to us. Anyway, I think we have done a lot of things, and we talked about a lot of things. I will come and talk about the connecting with waters as well separately, because I think with this video I just put everything together, right? Just edit everything together. Remember that finding yourself is about being guided. Sometimes when we are lost or we are confused, we need people who knows us best. And the people who knows us best are the people who have been like how can I say it? They've been selected. I'm talking about the ancestors, the guys who are coming to us. They've been selected to pay attention to us, to make us find ourselves. They're there to help us find ourselves. And through their guidance, we will find ourselves. If they call, they ask you to do a task or perform a task or to fulfill a task, right? Your ancestors, spirits and guides, they ask you to do that. You respond. You do the task as they ask you to do it, or you perform it as they ask you to do it, to perform it, right? And when you go back to them, you show them what it is. Remember that they're seeing you doing whatever that they ask you to do. And if you're doing it the wrong way, they will correct you. If they ask you to buy candles and light them, they showed you a candle in the dream state. You wake up, you can't remember the kind of color of candle that you were seeing there. You remember it was a candle lit in the dream, and you were there talking, packing, right? Greeting ancestors with the candle there in front of you. You wake up, you don't see the candle that they used. You buy an orange candle when they wanted a green candle. They will correct you. They will show you the color that they want. They will correct you in the dream state. They will give you a clue that it is green we want, not the one that you brought, right? So therefore, means that they are correcting what you've done wrong. They ask you to do something, you've done it wrongly. Now they're showing you that this is the one that we want. We want you to do it like that. Now, that is how we find ourselves. Now, getting lost is ancestors showing you things that you're supposed to do. You not listening to them and asking someone to tell you what your ancestors are not demanding of you to do, not even demanding, are asking you to do. Therefore, you're ignoring what your ancestors are asking you. You're doing what your ancestors are not asking you. Therefore, confusing yourself in between. So that is where we get lost. So to always be on the right side of things, the people we should be listening to and trusting wholeheartedly is not a physical living being like me, is your ancestors, spirits and guides. I am talking about those who are walking with you, right? And the source, right? Because it depends who you reach first. And that is just that. I don't have anything to say. Yes, I don't have anything to say anymore. Yes, we've done what we could do with the time that we've been given. And thank you so much for being on this session with me. And remember, if you want to go on a dream interpretation class, not you, your ancestors want to help you and they want to help another person, you should ask them for permission so you can join us. It is Tuesday and Thursday that we're going to do it. We're starting tomorrow. We're going to be doing this every Tuesday and Thursday. I don't know until we are guided otherwise, because I would have said I'm going to do this for 2 weeks or 3 weeks, but I've realized in this spiritual path that anytime that I say 2 weeks or 3 weeks, ancestors end up giving me 6. So now I'm ancestrally guided. I no longer put for things like that, like a timeline. So it will be up to the ancestors of the healer that I'm helping. When they see fit, then we stop. Right? Even your ancestors. And as well with this one, what you're going to see is that you're going to see how your ancestors work. how your ancestors take you to school with other healers, right? You'll see how it works. And you don't have to doubt anyone anymore, because your ancestors are going to be showing you, your ancestors are going to be leading you every week, showing you like, today we do this, today, tomorrow we do this, like this. This is the best way to understand how your ancestors work, and you don't need to trust anyone else but your own ancestors. And Rabotsi,